Alright, Project Manager's Guide, June 1st, 2000. The United States Air Force Project Manager's Guide for Designing and Construction supersedes Project Definition Red Book, September 1994. Air A&E Service Acquisition Orange Book, September 1995. Design and Construction Blue Book, September 1996. Designing Building Products, Design Build Projects Maroon Book, May 1997. The publication is available digitally at the AFCEE website. Publishing information. If you lack internet access, contact the OPR 210 50 536 3433, ESN 243 433. And then a list of contributors. Table of contents, preface, definition, glossary, abbrevium, acronyms, Chapter 1, Introduction, Chapter 2, Before Design Starts, Chapter 3, A&E Service Acquisition, Chapter 4, Design Startup, Chapter 5, Project Definition, Contract Deployment, Documentation, Chapter 6, Contracting, Award, Advertising, and Award, Chapter 7, Facility Construction, Chapter 8, Design, Building, Facility Acquisition, Chapter 9, Non-Appropriated Funds, Appendix 1, RAMP Checklist, 2, Sample User Questionnaire, Appendix 3, Cost Control, Title, U.S. Standard Code 2A07, Project Management Plan, the Department of Defense Form 1391, Construction Project Delivery Methods, Contract Types, Brooks Acts, A&E Selection Checklist, Schedule, and Authority Letter, Ozone Depletion Substances Statement, Contamination of Funds Letter, Commitment of the Funds of the Message, Purchase Request at A&E Forms 9, CBD, Synapses, as far as reference in A&E Contracting Statement of Work, Profit Calculation of the Worksheet, Independent Government Assessment, Board Appointment Letter, and Standard Form 254, 255, Login Sheet, Weighing Factors, Ballot forms, letter of shortlisted A&E final board, non-selecting letter, pre-selection board minutes for shortlisted notification script, interview worksheet, selection board minutes, the selection letter of contracting USAF design award programs, pre-definition, pre-negotiation conference checklist, pre-definition conference special consideration, A&E proposal technical evaluation, definition overview matrix, project definition schedule, contract surveillance checklist, A&F and construction agent changing the requested checklist, acceptance checklist, history, definition of design, building, and current policy of the D&B state of the construction, request of the design building authority, sample goals, objective of the headquarters of AFCEE project, letter of appointment, SSET, sample the FARS 15605E, source of selection and formation, briefing, certificate, samples, clarification request, sample deficiency report, NAF facility program, project approval process, sample bid extracts, equipment listing, sample request for the NFA facility plan action, low bid exceeds available funds, sample background paper, below bid exceeds the available funds, so request for the NAFL facilities panel action, CWE exceeds available funds, sample background paper, scope changes, memorandum of concurrence with the negotiations. Preface. The construction complete with the military construction or MILCON operation maintenance and the non-appropriated funds programs greatly impact the Air Force people and their missions. Moreover, the quality of the construction is clearly demonstrated with the other professional readiness and support for the Air Force capability to meet the wartime mission. Our professional reputation for the Air Force, civil engineering are directly a result for the customer perception and how well they accomplish the facility acquisition process. Our customer is keen aware with the only success failures in design construction. Gratitude to institute success for the quality facility design and construction, excellent installation, foster pride, productivity, the strength of Air Force, the equality of installation, influence of the performance on other most important resources or people. Our people, the guidance is written within the single purpose to assist the manager of the design, construction, and quest for the excellence. Less experienced managers will find the guide invaluable for professional growth and successful mission accomplishment. Experienced managers will find excellent reference information. Note the project manager is used with the guide with the same meaning of the design manager, the construction manager. When the design manager and the construction manager are from the same organization, the project manager may be assigned to manage both the design and construction of the project. They often require the cradle to the gravel to management. For medical projects, the process varies somewhat with the military construction. The no planning of the instruction medical program. The department design manager does not include the design instruction to the agent. Rather, the Department of Defense (HA) issues authority directly to the agent. Further, the military construction takes projects truthfully. True 35% of the design, expending approximately 50% of the planning and design funds to get there, and based on historical percentages, the military construction has six major submittal points for the S4 representation, 35 point, for the S6 representation, 95 point, 95% point. The guide specifically addressed the military construction project help with the managers of the office and the operation and maintenance. P3041 military family housing. Other projects may also benefit the form of the guide. Chapter 9 is devoted to non-appropriated funded construction addressed for the unique requirements of the non-appropriated funded projects. Alright, abbreviations, acronyms. 1178 project cost estimate. Worksheet AF Form 1178 Transfer Acceptance Military Real Property DOD Form 1354 1391 Military Construction Project Data Department of Defense Form 1391 287 Congressional Notification A&E Services Title 10 U.S. Standard Code 28007 Army and Air Force Exchange Service Air Conditioner ACAS Architectural Engineering Contracting and Administrative Support System Architectural Compatibility Guidelines Acquisition AQ ADEL Additional Alteration Adequate ADQ EQ ADP Area Development Plan Advertise ADV A&E Architectural Engineering Firm or Designer Air Force AF Air Force AFILC or Air Force Office of Civil Engineering Construction Military Division AFPAG Air Force Automated Pricing Guide AFBCFI Air Force Base Capital Improvement Fund, AFCE, Air Force Center of Environmental Excellence, AFCESA, Air Force Civil Engineering Support Agency, AFCR, Air Force Change Request, FARS, Air Force FARS Supplement, AFI, Air Force Instruction, AFMAN, Air Force Manual, AFMR, Air Force Management Reserve, AFM, WRAMB, Air Force MWR Advisory Board, Air Force MWRB, Air Force Moral Welfare Recreational Board, Air Force Pamphlet, AFPAM, AFPC, Air Force Personal Control Center, AFSA, VA, Air Force Service Agency, AFWA, Air Force Weapons Laboratory, AGC, Associated General Contractors of America, AIA, Air Force Intelligence Agency of American Institute of Architects, AMPRS, Automotive Military Progressing Report System of the COE system, AMT amount, AAPF appropriated funding, ASHD and P&L, Assistant Secretary of Defense Production and Logistics, ASHRAE, American Associated Heating and Refrigeration Air Conditioning Engineers, ASTM, Air American Society of Testing Materials, AWD, Award, BAN, Budget Authorization Account Number, BAFO, Budget Authorization Financial Officer, Best Final Offer, Base, USAF, Base, BCE, Base Civil Engineering, BCO, Base Contracting Office, Beams, Base Engineering Automated Management System, BES, Budget Estimated Submission, BOD, Beneficial Occupation Date of the Bidding and Opening of Date, CAA, Construction Agent, CAC, Construction Agent Change, CADD, Computer Aided Drafting and Design, CAR, Construction Agent Change of Request, CADEX, Categorical, CBD, Commercial Business Daily Publication, CCAS, Constructional Contract Appraisal Support System, CCB, Constructional Criteria Base, CCT, Closed Circuit Television, CDRL, Contracting Data Requirement List, SEC Cores, Civil Engineering Contracting Report System, CERSOLA, Comprehensive Environmental Response Compensation and Liability Act, CETA, Contract Evaluation Teams, Contracting Furnished Equipment and Contractor Installed, CFE, CI, CFY, Current Official Year, CI, Contractor Installed, CID, Comprehensive Interior Design, CINC, Commander-in-Chief, CM, Construction Manager, CMP, Construction Management Plan, CO, Contracting Officer, CES of the Contracting Operated Civil Engineering Supply System, COE, Army Corps of Engineering, the Construction Construct, the Continental United States, CPAF, Cost Plus Award Fee, CPFF, Cost Plus Fixed Fee, CPIF, Cost Plus Incentive Fee, CPM, Critical Critical Path Method, Contractor Quality Control, CR, Classification Request, CRC, Criteria Review, Certificate Conferences, CSI, Construction Specification Institute, Cash Transfer, CWA, Clean Water Act, CWE, Cost Working Estimate, Calendar Year, CYD, Delete, DNF, Determination and Binding, DA, Designated Agent, DNB, Design and Build, DBB, Design Bid Build, DBOF, Operational Funding, DCA, Defensive Contracting Auditing Agency, DCS, Deputy Chief of Staff, DOD Form 1391, Official Year of Construction Project Data, Military Construction Project Data, Form 1391, DECA, Defensive Commissioner Agency, Defense Supply Supplement to FARS Deficiency, DFCY, DFRP, Deficiency Replacement, DI, Design Instructor, DM, Design Manager, Department of Defense, DOD, DR, Deficiency Reports, DRMD, Defensive Reutilization, Marketing Office, DNSN, Design, E&D, Engineering and Design, ECPI, Energy Conservation Investment Program, EEI, C, Element Expense Investment Code, EEP, Engineering Environmental Planning, EIAD, Environmental Authorized Inventory Data, EAIP, Environmental Impact Analysis Process, MSCS, Engineering Monitoring Control System, EMP, Electrical Magnetic Pulse, ANR, Engineering News Record, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, ERG, Executive Review Group, ESB, the Emergency Small Business, ETL, Engineering Technical Letter, FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, FAC, Real Property Facility Code, FAR, Federal Acquisition Regulation, FAR's Federal Acquisition Regulation Supplement, FAST, Functional Analysis System Techniques, FB, Facility Boards, FC, Financial Completion, FFP, Firm Fixed Price, FIFRA, Federal Institute of Fungicide and Rodenticide Act, FM Funds Manager, FB Financial Management Board, FONZ, finding no significant impact, FUD for official use only, FP Fixed Price, FOA Fixed Operation Agency, FPAF Fixed Price Award Fee, FPEAPA Fixed Price of Economic Price Adjustment, FPIF Fixed Price Incentive Fee, FY Official Year of FYDP Official Year Defense Plan, GNA General and Administration, GAO General Accounting Office, GFE General Government Furnished Equipment, GFECI Government Furnished Equipment Contractor Installed, GFI, GFEGI Government Equipment General Government Installed, Government Furnished Material, GFM, GSI, GIS Information Systems, GSBCA General Service Board of Contract Appeals, HAC House of Representative Appropriation Committee, HASC House of Representative Armed Service Committee, the Health Facility Owned Office, Hired Labor, Headquarters Air Force Service Agency, Headquarters United States Air Force, HSWA, Hazardous Solid Waste Amendments to the RCRA, HAVAC, Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning, AIW, in accordance with it, IDIQ, Indefinite Delivery, Indefinite Quantity, IFB, Invitation for Bids, ILEC, Military Construction Director, Engineering Division, ILECP, Military Construction Project Development Division, Military Construction Requirement Oversight is ILECCR, INAD, Inadequate, INVS, Internal Needs Validation Study, IRP, Installation Restoration Program, JOA, Joint of Occupancy Agreement, LA, Local Area Network Communications, LCC, Life Cycle Cost of Analysis, LD, Liquidated Damages, Legislative Liaison, LRA, Listing of Required Actions, LRAC, Capital Improvement Plan, LTR, Letter Million, M, Major Command, Mars, Military Affiliated Radio Station, MC, Military Construction, MCEASC, ES, MCACES, Military Computer Aided Cost Engineering Support System, Engineering System, MCP, Military Construction Project, MEP, Mechanical and Electrical Plumbing, MFH, Military Family Housing, Military Construction, Millicon, Military Construction Project, MIPR, Military Interdepartment Personal Requests, M&R Maintenance and Repair, Military Personnel Center, NPC, MWR, Moral Welfare Recreation, NACSI, National ComSec Instruction, NAF, Non-Appropriated Funds, NAFAO, Non-Appropriated Funds Accounting Officer, NFAI, Non-Appropriated Funds Instrument, Non-NAS, Needs Assessment Study, Non-NCO, Non-Commissioned Officer, Navy FAC, Navy Facility Engineering Command, NEC, National Electrical Code, NEPA, National Environmental Policy Act, NFPA, National Fire Protection Association, and NIBS, National Institution of Building Sciences, National Pollution Discharge Elimination System, NPEDES, NTP, Notice to Proceed, O&M, Operation and Maintenance, OCONUS, Outside of the County Utilized Sites, OCR, Office of Collateral Responsibility, ODS, Ozone depletion substances, OMB, Office of Management and Budget, OPR, Office of Primary Responsibility, OFS, Office of Secretary of Defense, OSSH, OSHA, Occupation Safety and Health and PA Programmed Amount, PACES, Parametric Cost Estimating System, Power, Propositional Analyst Report, PAT, Planning Assistant Team, PCS, Permanent Change of Stations, PDE, Project Definition, PDC, Program Design and Construction, Computerized Management Information System, Performance Evaluation Review Technique, PI, Planning Instruction Package, PKG, PM, Project Manager, PMIG, Project Management Integration Group, PMP, Project Management Plan, POE, Post Occupation Evaluation List, POL, Petroleum Oil Lubricant, POTW, Public Owned Treatment Works, PRA, Purchase Request, PRAG, Performance Risk Analysis Group, QD, Quantity Distance, QA, Quality Assurance Evaluator, QAE, QAP, Quality Assurance Plan, Quality Based Selection, QBS, QC, Quality Control, RCS, Report Control System, R&D, Research and Development, RAMP, the Request and Management Plan, R&D, Requirements Documentation, Red Horse, Rapid Engineering, Deployment, Heavy Operational Repair, Solar Quadrant Engineering, Reference, Repair, RFI, Request for Information, RFP, Request for Proposal, RFTP, Request for Technical Proposal, RMC, requiring Major Command, RMCDI, requiring Major Com Design Instruction, ROD, the required decision, Rate of return, real property, rate of property, installed equipment and replacement, ready to attribute, advertise RTA, or SNA, Supervision Administration, SABRE, Simplified Acquisition Based Engineering Requirements, Set, SAC, Senate Appropriation Committee, the SAD-BU, Small Disadvantaged Business Utilization, SAF, Secretary of the Air Force, SAF, FM, Office of Secretary of the Air Force Financial Management, SAF, Secretary of the Air Force Business Investment, Director of Military and Construction, FMBIC, SAF, SFLL, Secretary of the Air Force Legislative Liaison, SAF, Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Air Force Installation, SAF, the Secretary of the Air Force, MIQ, SARA, Super Amendment to the Reauthorization Act, SAC, Senate Armed Service Committees and Small Business, SB, Small Business Administrations, SBA, CFI, SCIF, Center of Compartment Information Facility, SCIP, Strategic Capital Improvement Plan, SDB, Small Disadvantaged Business, SDW, Safe Drinking Water Surge, the Senior Executive Review Group, the Standard Form, for Square Foot and Security Forces, SF. SF 1420 Performance Evaluation Construction Contractors, Standard Form 1421 Performance Evaluation Architecture Engineering, Standard Form 254 and 255 A&E Qualification Forms, SHPO State Historical Preservation Office, SID Standard Structural Interior Design, SOIHA Supervision and Inspection Overhead Smart Structural Maintenance and Repair Teams, Statement of Work, SOWs, SPDES, State Pollution Discharge Elimination System, Specifications, SPI Schedule Performance Index, SSA Sources Selection Authority, SSET, Sources Selection Evaluation Team, SSP Source Selection Plan Servicing, SV Office Symbol with Headquarters, AFSU Chief Cache Management and Division, SFVB, T for Technical Temperature for Tempest, Compromising Electrical Emanations, Definition, AEM Tempest, SB XF Official Headquarters of the AFSU, the Chief of the Facility Division, Technical Evaluation Team, TLF Total Flow, TLF Temporary Living Facility, Temporary Lodging Facility, TO Technical Order, TSCA Toxic Substance Control, UFAS Uniform Federal Accessibility Standard, Uniform Contract Format, United States, USA, U.S. Army Corps Engineering, USAF, U.S. States Air Force, UBC, Unified Building Code, user using agency with the facility, UST Underground Storage Tank, VE Value Engineering, VECP Value Engineering Change Proposal, Value Engineering Proposal, Work Breakdown Structure, Work in Place, Work Order, and Work Request. Definitions in the glossary. Construction industry terms don't always have the standard definitions, though the meaning of the unpredictable when traditional terminology may no longer work. For example, the Congress of the Tourniquet described with other consideration design building likewise requires for proposal cost price has specific meaning for the federal acquisition regulation. Other terms, requirements of management of plan ed are unique of the Air Force. Furthermore, professional societies such as the American Institute of Architects and the Associated General Contractors have contractual description for the terms in schematic design development, construction management, contractor. However, it is unlikely that we can even totally abandon the specific language for the flowing of the common terms the analysts using the guide identified with the ADAL, additional alteration of existing facility, addition of the addition size, increase in facility that adds overall external dimensions. The add may also verify with the add of a bid term affinity diagram. The drawings, charts, tables, diagrams which show the work of the relationship between individual group. The information used for the A&E layout of floor plans. The cross-functional affinities promote efficiency and effectiveness of the people. The activities AFILE, headquarters USAFILE, headquarters of the United States Office of Civil Engineering, Washington, D.C., AFILEC, headquarters of the USAFILEC, headquarters Office of Civil Engineering, Engineering Division agent, the design construction agent, typically U.S. Army Corps Engineering or Naval Facility Engineering Command, but it could be in the Air Force organization or another federal agency. Normally, the design agent, construction agent will be the same in the organization. Air Force automated pricing in the guide, the containing the primary facility on a unit cost base with the historic construction audit award data adjusting the area cost factor implementation side of the factor maintained by the Air Force Civil Support Engineering Support in the field the operating agency with the headquarters USAFILE alteration work required for the adjusted internal arrangements for the other characteristics of an existing facility to adopt the utilize the most effective design purpose. Analyst cards typically 5x8 index cards used to record and communicate information during the design charter. The plan for the routine cards, the specific type of the analyst cards they are developing and evaluating, and it's on-site sessions during the data collection phases. Architectural engineering firm A&E. The A&E may be the team of architectural, mechanical, electrical, plumbing engineers, structural, civil engineers, interior design, land architecture, other consultants. That may be one firm, the calculation consulting firm, the one prime, the intendee, the others, of course, from the Air Force designated work and accomplishment those house safety dads and government employees. The major of the work development, the private sector A&E form under contract for simplicity, and the guide for the term A&E forms the government designer for the either private sector and the house designer, automated civil engineering system. The ACES, the new primary management information program for the Army for Air Force Civil Engineering to manage the planning, design, construction of the program. The ACES will replace the planning, design, construction PDC, the system for the former Air Force Civil Engineering Management Information Program in the fiscal year 2000. Automated review management system ARMS, the U.S. Army Corps Engineering computerized system management of the design, review, comments, back check, necessary review to mitigate modifications that may occur with the change of the personnel with the user information. The back chain X should be included in the complete review of the user's base civil engineer, the major comment in the area of this criteria satisfaction. Also, the design manager should be determined whether the new cost estimate for the technical construction review is required for the base civil engineering as used and cited with the base civil engineering can refer to the individual position as well as the entire base of the civil engineering organization. In some cases, the specific members of the base civil engineering staff, such as fire chief or the chief of the environmental management, will be listed as base members of the base support team. Base comprehensive plan. Master of the base man in hand with the base comprehensive engineering includes the land use of the plans and long-range facility development plan, installing the 5-year capital improvement plan, environmental baseline, architectural compatibility standard, other component plans as appropriate to the base. Bid documents. All components which become the part of the bid package of the documentation includes the project specification for the small provision clause with the current Davis Bacon wage rates, particularly with the bidding process for the project procedure pre-bidded with the conference bid opening day, site inspection procedure, bid acceptance and period. Blocking diagrams showing the relative size of the working group of the department of these blocks. These can be manipulated with the concept of the floor plans, brown sheets, and the diagram, informal diagram, the name of their local brown craft paper, particularly use of the abstract project information of the brown craft paper is tackled at the walls during the Charlotte end process. Large-scale paper, the cut-up representation, new room area of the placement of the craft paper with the information materials related to themselves, the revision, excellent tools to communicate with the customer group. Bubble diagram, the functional diagram used with circles and bubbles to represent area of the connection line. The arrows significantly enclosed with the relationship, desirable and not essential relationship between the areas and shown with the dotted lines. Charity. The intensive conceptual design work session usually at the customer service site in several days intended with the customer, A&E, the construction agent, the project manager, the team, the mimes representative of the regulatory agency. The term combines with the French word with a small wheeled car at Charty, with the Belux Arts as renowned partisan architectural school. Students were often still working with their work was due, and at the deadline that came through, the student communities collected the drawings and take them all back to be judged. The drawings were loaded on the cards, and students sometimes go on the cards to add fishing ties to their design. They were called charteries. Today's architectural work, long hours saying they're on the chartery. CBD, Commercial Business Day. The Department of Commerce publication issued every business day, but the U.S. government printing office, Washington, D.C. is listed to notify the government procurements, the great actions of contract award sales, and other government procurement information. This is available on the Internet. Companion projects, two or more projects are usually different funding the source that they must be accomplished together in order to prove the complete project. Comprehensive interior design. They include the design coordination of the interior building materials, finishing and furnishing packages. Interior design are classified either as CID or structural interior design, depending on the type of the project. CID. Comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is made up of special studies, element plans, components plans, and maps. Executive summary documentation. General plan should be available to provide with a concise decision of the issuing solutions that address in more detail in the element of the component plans associated with the mapping, provided with illustrated detail on the comprehensive plan subject areas. Comprehensive plans for the available source of the data analyst alternatives for the site of selection of the comprehensive plan and will be present with the data detailed summary information for the facility designer as well as the consult with the community planner for the availability of the currency for the documents may be in limited distribution, not ready and available outside the space of civil engineering organization. Concept of representation study with the feasible facility development based on the functional relationship with the space requirements. Concurrent construction requirements. Construction requirements which are under normal circumstances to be recognized existence simultaneously would be expected to be satisfied at the same time. Condition code evaluation ability of the facility to be support with the present occupation. Condition code 1 usable class A adequate. The facility can house and function with its concurrently designed reusable maintenance without major alteration and reconstruction. Code condition 2 usable class B substandard. The facility's structural sound and is inherent with the capability for the reasonable expenditure of the funds is being raised with the class A standards 2 housing function for which is currently designed. Code 3, the force used on substandard, but the facility cannot be raised to meet the Class A standards of the housing. The function was currently designated, however, to be necessary, it must be conditioned for the in use the short duration until suitable facility can be attained. Code condition 4, sterile. The facility does not meet the conditions of the code 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, or 5. The access admission requirements design could change with the converted to use and is not considered appropriate for the disposal due to the economic consideration. Code condition 5, unusable. The facility is no longer usable for any purpose that unsatisfactory, unsafe. The condition exists when it renders unacceptability of the construction, the erection, and installation, and assembly of construction facilities and supporting their amenities and standards of landscaping and any alteration of the additions thereto. Construction agency or CA, the normally refers to the CO or the Navy faxi agent, and the construction contractor. The individual firmly specifies the construction or erection of new buildings or the expansion, alteration, relocation, major repair of existing buildings. Construction documents and drawing produced by the A&E provided with the project definitions, schematic project documents. These become pure part of the bid documentation. Construction management, see project management contract documents. The drawing specification agreements produced by the agent that compromise the bid of the documentation. Construction control during the design. The Air Force Milcon process established to improve the deployment of the project scope of the costing estimate during the planning and design phase of the process. Place the greater the emphasis of the accurate definition of the project requirements, preparation, and parametric cost for the establish the cost of the targets based on those requirements. Monitoring project requirements costs during the design process to ensure the design remains within cost targets. Critical path method, the CMP, the common schedule technique used to determine the activities are critical for the timely completion of the project. Current working estimate, the CWE, the cost estimate was clearly reflects the total probable cost of the current design with the construction phase of the project, the data gathering phase, the field worker required with the charts using the visionary questionnaires, research, interviews, and investigation. Department of Defense 1391, the documents programming tool for the use of the request for the justifying funding of the full the construction requirement is generated by base civil engineering that describes its user, its requirement cost, and project feature. These forms identify the construction project described in sufficient detail with the permit proper consideration at all levels contains. A complete description of the project cost estimate, site placement, functional single-line drawings, type of the funds of the interior specifically responsible for the preparing detailed complete specification for prior project that formally is ultimately submitted to Congress for the project approval, authorization, appropriation. Or as far as supplement, the Department of Defense supplement with the Federal Acquisition Regulations, the delivery strategy with the outlines and methodology to be used with the procurement, project design, contract construction, traditional design build, etc. The design agent, the C agent, design build and bid build. Design bid build is a traditional project delivery method that employs one of the contractors for the designing and another contractor for the construction. Designing build with this project delivered with the development method during with one of the contractor and he performed the architectural engineering design construction under a single contract. Process used the project definition analysis of the design documentation, performance specification of the contractor documentation as part of the request for the proposal package of the project of the bid with the construction contractors usually teamed the A&E subcontractors. Contractor selection may be based on the price best value of the government, a combination of the design, building, team professional qualification, technical proposal, and cost. Design, shared, and phase it. The second part of the on-site effort is to produce a responsive schematic project solution based on the documentation requirements of the analysis of the charte. Design and structure. The FILEC issues design instruction with the major com PM with the initiate with the control of the planning, design, construction, directing award activity, the military construction, minor construction, ECIP, funding the project, see all the definition, planning, instruction, field design, instruction. Design manager, see the project manager, AMT, EMP or Tempest. Electromagnetic pulse refers to the electromagnetic disturbance with accompanying the nuclear weapon blast. The Tempest not acronym is sometimes used with the synonyms for the compromising electromagnetic emanations. These details of the Tempest issue were classified with the contact information for the design and construction of certain secure facilities. Engineering technical letter engineering directives is issued with the headquarters of the Air Force of the Engineering Support Agency, AFSCA, ETL, the established policy minimum technical criteria to detail the specific design, construction, operation, maintenance issues. They usually serve as an interim policy of the technical guidance unit until the information incorporated into the Air Force instruction of the design and construction guidance. Exemption of the criteria to the project with no specific space if the criteria exists in the AFI 32-102-1024. Field design instruction. The AFILEC issued for the initial DI planning of the instruction of the military construction, minor construction, the ECIP project, the major com project management, that may be the field DIS, field design instruction, the design agent, but the field design instruction normally includes the instruction of the delivery method, the design guidance, special design schedule requirements, the synapse of the design effort for the CBD and the Department of Defense 1391 substitute the equipment field of the design instructions that direct the design agent to the initiate other design activities such as the A&E selection, design contract award, site investigation, project definition, development of the contract award documents. Official year. The fee referred to the prior period of the time from October 1st through the September 30th of the following year, which represents the federal government budgetary year. For example, the official year of 00 refers to the official year of the began on October 1st, 1999 and ends in September 30th, 2000. Funding approval to support grouping and installation commander of the SPIC high headquarters to expert funds of the facility improvement. The funding costs all projects related with the construction and upgrade of the facility and funding costs. This includes the labor, materials, contingency, real property, installed equipment, contingency into items, supervision, inspection, overhead, general plan, master plan of the base maintained with the BACE and includes the land use of the long-range facility development plan, installation, 5-year capital improvement plan, environmental baseline, and architectural capability standards, other component plans, and as appropriate to include to the base and refer to the AFCE. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning refers to the building system dealing with the condition, cleansing and exhaust and or moving air, and includes the primary system, heaters, humidifiers, chillers, cooling towers, etc. Supply distribution system, hot and cold water, piping the air, handlers, filters, ductwork, and diffusers, etc. Library wall displays this information obtained through the data collection in Charlotte. The library wall is temporarily displayed with the analysis card, brown sheets, and other information that relates to the project requirements. 3. Maintenance requirement of the day-to-day period of scheduled work required to preserve the real property. Facility, which includes the site work, utilities, pavement, and maintenance, etc. Military construction. Military construction provides the land acquisition, major construction of the Department of Defense installation, includes the construction project with all types of buildings, airfield, pavements, and utility system with costing up to $500,000 or more. It can also provide repair projects costing up to $500,000 or more. Not normally repair projects are accomplished for the operation of the maintenance funds for the Department of Defense Business Operation Fund. Military construction is defined by the law, includes the construction, development, conversion, extension of any kind of out of the respective military installation includes all the construction work necessary to produce the complete and usable facility and or complete or usable improvement to an existing facility. Authority to carry out a military construction project includes the authority for the supervising site and preparation, acquisition, conversion, rehabilitation, installation of the facility, and acquisition and installation of equipment and appurtenancies integral with the project acquisition, installation, support facilities, including utilities, appurtenancy incident with the project, planning, supervision, administrative overhead incident with the project for the information of how Congress reviews and authorizes the military com project. See the AFI 32-121 1021 planning program facility construction project, minor construction projects of mill construction projects authorized in the Title 10 U.S. Standard Code 28005 2805 for the single understanding that having the funded with the construction cost between $500,000 and $1.5 million if the minor construction project is intended solely due to the corrective deficiency that was in the threat to life, the health, or safety. The funded with the cost between the $100 million and $3 million. The Air Force is funded for the military construction minor construction project with the 341 account. Military construction projects costing less than $500,000 are funded with the operation and maintenance. For the operation and maintenance appropriation, the office maintenance threshold is increased to less than $1 million if the project corrects the life and health and safety deficiency. Minor constructions are also included in non-appropriated funded construction projects with the funded cost under $500,000. Multiple purpose buildings facility which has more than one functional purpose. Notice to proceed. Formal written authorization given to the design A&E contractor other than the outside agent to begin with their contracted tasks. One-step turkey neck selection procedures. Procedures use the selection of the contractor on the basis of the price and the other evaluation criteria to perform in accordance with the provision of the firm and the firm fixed price contract with both design, construction, and facility using the performance specifications. Operability, and maintainability description of the manual installed with the building system and their operational maintenance procedures. Operation and maintenance, O&M, refer to the minor construction maintenance and the repair projects. The budgeting, refer to the equipment and supplies. Out briefing, the representation decision maker of the project team requesting preliminary approval for the product with the Charlotte with others in site visit and agenda. P341, Air Force found source unspecified military construction project emergency contingency under the other and improved C definition military construction AFI 32-1021 parametric cost engineering system or PACE of the Air Force parametric cost engineering system available through AFC SESCA. Parametric cost estimate. Parametric cost estimate consists of the computer-based methodology, the use of the factors based on engineering parameters, developing the historical cost database, construction practices, engineering cost, construction technology development, accurate cost estimate. The factors include the physical properties described in the project definition, characteristics such as size for building type, funding type of the exterior closure material, roof type, the material number of the floors, functional space requirements, utility system requirements. Partnering, a process used to achieve the cooperative and the team spirit among the key of the project, the team members, the people in the process, flow chart, diagram, symbol of the charge of the sketch for the show how the typical activities of the process, the flow of the process can be physically products and the people, the vehicles, information diagram, the typical note of the separated flow with the mixed flow with the subsequential flow. Planning, design, construction, PDC, the primary management information program used by the Air Force Civil Engineering branch of the planning, design, construction program. The planning, design, construction will be replaced by the new automated civil engineering system ACES in the near fiscal year of 2000. Planning instruction, initial designation instruction, DI of the FILEC, the change of the project for the planning station for the design status for the notified the major com that may initiate the design activity of the military construction project. Priority matrices, a problem-solving management tool used to organize, communicate information. A priority matrix may show the order of the importance such as the ranking pedestrian traffic over the vehicle traffic. Pro formula, financial statement, forecast, programmed amount, the amount of cost estimating test used the major comments based on the presiding guides to this amount, the change with the modification of the EI and the CWE probable total cost is measured against the PA, the total project budget, and the non-appropriated funding project for the dollar amount authorized for each of the project. Project approval is required by the support group commanders at higher headquarters as to the feasible of the project. Project definition, the phase of the A&E services would define the use of the need to develop the conceptual schematic design, defines construction contractual strategy, certified with the state investigation description of structural engineering building system, the parametric cost of estimates. Project managing the management oversight of the project, beginning with the identification of the initial planning process through the program to design construction phase, the ending of the construction completion of the final cost, and close out the project managing the plan, the documented prepare of the plan. project manager as part of the ramp. This includes the joint AFA and ZA strategic decision on such issues as in-house service or A&E design determination of the project risk schedule, project packaging, small disadvantaged business participation in project, the team members' roles and responsibilities. Project manager, the PM, the person ultimately responsible for the AFILE and for the ensure the Air Force achieves its goals and objectives on the project. The project manager could be the major comm of the AFCE or the base of the project manager, usually an engineer or an architect. Sure. Project team, also called the project management team. This is working level of the group appointed with each military construction project that includes the project manager, the project A&E, the point of the contact assigned with the coordinated with facilitate project design. Real property, any land of the building, and fixed improvements, utilities, other permanent additions to the land, real quiet property, and issues installed with the equipment, the RPIE, installed with the equipment apparatus fixture, the aid, and the function of the RP, the real property, and are permanently attached to the building or integrated into the facility. Repair and classification work of the construction project. That means to restore the real property and the real property system, the components, is such with the conditions that they may be effectively used for the designated functional purpose. Request for the proposal of final formal documentation package issue with the contracting office. Prescribed contractor to ask for the pricing and service of the specified project for the servicing requirement analysis of the first part of the on-site for the efforts encompassing the schematic and the approach for collecting the analyzing customer project requirements, physical type that involves the alphanumeric data, proceed schedule, schematic design. The requirements of management plan. The ramp consists of the two elements required documentation of the project management plan, the RMPMP. The ramp is the planning of the program package is prepared by the base of the major competent to support the Department of Defense 1391 military construction submittal with the part of the sufficient information design agent and a negotiation as a design contract. Requirements documentation of the planning of the program part of the ramp are the requirements of it and management plan package that identify the military construction project site scope and the use of the functional technical requirements provided the construction cost estimate based on those requirements that serve as the basis for the program amount shown in the Department of Defense 1391. Site analysis card. The typical 5/8 analysis card will be printed with the site of the maps information and acquired from the advance of the actual site on session. The prepare plan card is usually during the chariot proceeding with required and the present information of the team members. Snow cards, typical 5/8 white cards, index card, another name for the analyzed card. Statement of work. The document prepared with the government prior to the pre-negotiation conference defining the series was expected with the A&E or the contractor. Service structural interior design (SID) that includes the selection, coordination, interior material, the finishing, which are the part of the building and built into terms such as pre-wired workstation, the comprehensive interior design. Supervision and inspection overhead, the SIOH, the Navy non-appropriated funded project for the civil engineering responsible, which is unfunded cost is not the reimbursement with the non-appropriated funds performed and by in-house personnel pay the supervising inspection overhead. Services by the contract non-appropriated funds as funded with the cost, including the U.S. Army Corps of Engineering and-house overhires as required from the specific project unfunded costs. Project costs, which include the government-owned mobile equipment, non-Air Force access the equipment and materials planning, design, contracting, and in-house donated labor and material uniform federal accessibility standard of the design, construction, and alteration buildings to accommodate the handicapped persons. The urgent requirement of the project will be considered urgent when an unrecognized, existing, unforeseen by developing condition can be satisfied by normal inclusion of the construction project within future authorization legislation. Valve Engineering, a program set with the Office of Management and Budget of the Air Force Policy, the directive with the purpose of promoting quality and removing non-existent essential costs from the project. The value engineering evaluations are based on life cycle cost analysis, waiver the criteria of deviation, project scope that exceeds the Department of Defense space criteria, waiver to the fund, the source of deviation from the normal foreign fund source, the zoning and stacking diagrams, the diagram shown with the interrelationship for the user group deployment. Departments and space zoning diagrams will be relationship for the same floor of the level of the building. Stacking diagrams should vertically better relationship between groups and multiple level of buildings. Introduction, Chapter 1.